Also with us, founder and president of the Article 3 Project, Mike Davis. Thank you, gentlemen, for being with us tonight on Greg Kelly Reports.
Thank you.
Hogan, speaking of support, let's take a look at the latest polling. Trump is leading at 61% here, 61%. And Ron DeSantis, 9%. Earlier, I talked about it, that 77% of Americans think Joe Biden is too old. 69% of those people are Democrats. In a hypothetical matchup, Trump would trounce Biden. What do you think about this?
Well, it just goes to show you that Donald Trump remains popular amongst the GOP base and, of course, Americans. They're looking for someone to stand up and be their voice. That was Donald Trump before. Everybody else in this race is running saying, look, if you elect me, I promise I'll do all of Donald Trump's policies. Now, they very well may do that. But when you're facing all the problems we face today because of Joe Biden and what he has done, Donald Trump is the only one who can stand up and say, yeah, I've been there. I've done that. Put me back in the office. You better believe I'll do it again. On top of that, just a little cherry so everyone understands, I'm also going to eradicate the deep state. They went after me before I was president, while I was president. They're going after me now, and they've been after my staff, my work, my family. I promise you, I'm going to protect you, the American people. I'm your voice. I'm your megaphone. I'm going to stand in the gap, and I'm your fighter. That's what those polls show.
You know what's worse than a Democrat? It's a Republican that used to support Trump, and then because of whatever, maybe they don't like a personality or something that he may have said that hurt their feelings, they go against him. And in a sense, they are hurting the entire country by doing so. You have Chris Christie. He made another round on the fake news, and take a listen what he had to say.
On this stage has ever defeated a Democratic incumbent in an election, and I did it in a very blue state, being outspent 3-1. So that's why I'm the guy who can beat Joe Biden. And this trial date for Donald Trump just makes it even clearer that he cannot be our nominee. If he is, we're going to lose the election.
Mike Davis, what do you think about Christie and other Republicans like him? I mean, he's literally running on a campaign of get Trump, hate Trump.
Yeah, unfortunately for Chris Christie, the Lincoln Project wing of the Republican Party is not going to win here. This lawfare against President Trump is only making him stronger. The American people understand that we, the people, not Democrat prosecutors and Democrat judges and Democrat juries and Democrat hellholes like New York, D.C., and Atlanta get to pick the next president of the United States.
And Hogan, well, I'll get you both actual reactions to this. Let's not forget the guy currently occupying the White House. There's a new memoir coming out on Joe Biden called The Last Politician, Inside Joe Biden's White House and the Struggle for America's Future by Franklin Foer. Some experts of the book were released, and it just goes to show that Joe is losing momentum for 2024. Here's one excerpt. In private, he would occasionally admit that he felt tired. And here's another one. It was striking that he took so few morning meetings or presided over so few public events before 10 a.m. His public persona reflected physical decline and times dulling of mental faculties that no pill or exercise regime can resist. So I'll get both of your reactions to this. Hogan, you first.
You lose elections when you shock the electorate. Read my lips, no new taxes. That's what George H.W. Bush said, and then he raised taxes, and of course, he got beat. Someone like Bill Clinton, on the other hand, you knew he was a dirtbag. So when he got caught with Monica Lewinsky, no one really cared because the cake was already baked. Joe Biden was sold to the American people as good old Uncle Joe, someone who's empathetic. He's not. That's been proven. Someone who tells the truth. He doesn't. He lies about his son. He lies about his own house. He lies about so many other things. He has time and again shown that whatever the press said about him, that he's calm, that he can bring people together. He isn't. Reports come out that he yells at his staff and he's mean and he's nasty. He hasn't been able to get people together. He doesn't know foreign policy like we were told he did. The problem with Joe Biden is this persona, this facade is beginning to crumble in large part because of what Donald Trump has exposed, but also what Republicans in the House have started to show and expose to the American people. Now, if the mainstream press would cover it, I think it wouldn't just be tied or Trump would be a little ahead. He'd be way ahead. But at some point, they're not going to be able to ignore it anymore, and Joe Biden's house is going to crumble.
I couldn't agree more. Mike Davis, quick response from you.
I would say if these Republicans think that that this lawfare against Trump is going to weaken him, why are Democrats indicting him 4 times, and why are they trying to disqualify him from the ballot based upon a Civil War amendment to take out Civil War insurrectionists? Democrats know that President Trump is going to beat Biden like a drum on November 5th, 2024.
All right, Hogan Gidley, Mike Davis, thank you both.